Hello, everybody. How's everything going today? Everybody enjoying their day? I'm currently under a severe thunderstorm warning, so I could lose power. That could be fun. That could be exciting. Could be something that happens. So I guess if the stream suddenly drops, it's hot. It's very hot. The last few days have been so humid here. It's really bad. But hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So, the first episode of Project Silverfish went up on the channel today. That'll be pretty exciting, I think. We'll see how that goes. Should be pretty interesting. Should be pretty interesting. But other than that, today we're not doing Project Silverfish. That's all good. SGA piece. Do what you got to do. But today we're doing a Pharaoh, a New Era, and this will probably be the last stream of Pharaoh and New Era. We have 2 missions to go. 2 missions to go in the grand scheme of things, and there's only one I think that'll take a large amount of time. If we go in here to the mission select screen, Cleopatra's Alexandria and Actium, and yeah, the only one with any major requirements is this one. And that's where we're gonna start. I'm not quite sure how long it'll take me to do this. I think last time it took me about 4 or 5 hours to do this mission. And by this mission, I mean the previous mission that also took place in Alexandria. You know, as you do, you gotta have the same missions for everything. But it is what it is. So we have to get 10,000 people. We have to get 6 Plato estates. We have to get crazy amounts of culture, prosperity, kingdom rating. And we also have to build a Caesarium and a mausoleum. Might take a while. It might take a while. So we built several mausoleums over the course of the expansion content for the game. We haven't built any Caesariums. So that'll be interesting. We'll probably have to import marble for that one. Like the other decidedly Romanesque monuments that we've had to build.
Caesar's bloody death at the points of assassins' daggers cast the Roman world into turmoil and has driven you, our Pharaoh, Cleopatra VII, into grief and mourning. Gone is your lover, mentor, confidant, and powerful ally. Octavian, his teenage adopted great-nephew, has been named as heir, but the more experienced Mark Antony, previously a consul to Caesar, has become the nominal head of state, somewhat to the ire of the young Octavian. Not surprisingly, Caesar's will made no mention of your son by him, Ptolemy Caesar, popularly known as Caesarion. Desiring safety for yourself and your child, and, as always, seeking to preserve the power of Egypt, you have departed Rome for Alexandria. Despite all the leagues between Rome and yourself, you cannot leave behind all of its internecine squabbles. Powerful men still vie for power. Your support and the access to the
lots of drama. We're playing Game of Thrones now.
For you to back a winner in this power struggle is critical. Siding with the loser could easily result in the end of Egypt. The dramatic showdown between the rival Roman factions recently occurred at Philippi, where Mark Antony's Caesarians decisively beat the forces of Brutus and Cassius. Antony, Octavian, and Lepidus have now carved up the empire for joint rule, with Antony claiming the eastern portion, which includes Egypt. Not long after the battle, Mark Antony summoned you to join him at Tarsus in Asia Minor, so that you might better explain why you had been slow to cast your lot with the Caesarians.
This is a very long intro text.
Who wisely declined to respond. After all, you know better than most that it is much better to see a Roman under your own terms and conditions, not his. Thus you,
It is
Pharaoh
pouring down
Cleopatra,
rain outside. That's
have
great.
returned home to Alexandria, to Egypt. It is now time to expand the glory of this magnificent city, founded by the great Alexander, whose tomb is still frequented by visitors. Alexandria's renowned Great Library continues to attract scholars from all over the world. The bright beacon of the wondrous Pharaoh's Lighthouse still burns, so that seafarers can safely make their way through the treacherous waters of the harbor. Now you
Okay, so they seem to be, like, subtly suggesting that we might have to build some military this time.
Additionally, ensure your own successful passage into the afterlife by building another mausoleum.
We might have to fight with the Romans a little bit.
Into the field of
But yeah, this is the same mission that we've done many times already. It may look familiar. That's still not where we put those art monuments. That's the only place you go to put that, but that's okay. We have all these farms out here. We have these floodplains. We have this farmland up here. We have plenty of room for farming. I don't know why our mansion is there. That's an awful place for it, but whatever. I didn't put it there. Do we have the same resources? Reeds, papyrus, temple complex to Ra. Yes, Thunder. Temple complex to Ra. We can produce barley and beer and grain. It looks largely to be the same as last time. And this is why I'm a little teeny tiny bit bummed out by them using the same map over and over again. Because I'm just gonna basically do the same thing, right? Like, I have no real reason to change it up. Which, what did we do last time? Well, we built 2 reed gatherers, we built a bunch of papyrus makers, and we just kind of profited off of our papyrus industry. And that's what we're going to do this time. So we're going to set this up. This will be our setup at least until we get, like, high-tier housing. Obviously, when we get higher-tier housing, we'll have to get rid of some of our slum houses. It's workable. We'll work with that. And we can also put in an architect's post and a firehouse. Our city proper is going to be up here, as it has been the last few times we've done this mission. I could try to build a big block of housing right at the start. Maybe, like, try to expedite things a little bit. Let's see. This is either a really smart idea or a really stupid idea. I'm gonna go with the latter. I usually don't have the best of ideas. But we have 50,000 gold to start with. Like, holy cow, that's a lot of money. I don't really know why the game has opted to be so generous, but we'll take it. It is really raining outside. It is really raining. It's bad, but that's okay. Let's see. There. Oops. Maybe we want to make one of these 3 wide. Hold on. And I say that for a specific reason. Because then we could put temples and also pavilions in the center. So, we'll try this. This is a little bit different from what I've been doing. And we're just gonna kind of spiral this out. Apparently I made this 3 wide too because I can't do math. That's okay. That just gives me more room to put temples, right? Yeah. Okay. So, first things first, we need water. We're going to put a generous helping of water supplies around. Some something like that, I suppose. Do you want to do with something there too? This is stupid. It's fine. We're fine. Nothing bad is going to happen. We're also going to want a bunch of bazaars. I'm hoping 6 will work. That may not even be enough. And then we're also going to want temples. And then Ra's our patron god, so we'll pop another one there. Do I want to put one there? Yeah, I don't know about that. All right, so all of this is going to be housing. Beautiful. Okay, well, these little strips here... Actually, no, they should be fine. The only place I should struggle is there. And just for completion's sake... Oh, right, we need a... The entire reason I did this was so I could put a pavilion in somewhere. Why don't we just put a pavilion in the center? I don't think that would work in the long run. How big is a pavilion? Pretty big. Let's see. We could put one there. Now, what was the temple that we destroyed here? I think it was Bast. We can put the temple to Bast here instead. Oh. There we go. And then... And then I'll cough vigorously. We could do the same thing over here. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. And then we can also put the temple to Ra in here. Yeah. And just for completion's sake, we can plop a fancy statue here. There we go. Nice. Will that work? Maybe? Maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't work. I don't have an answer. Although, I do need, you know, the important infrastructure buildings as well. So we should probably build a few of those. We need architect's posts. This is not enough. Yeah, we're probably going to need a lot more than that. Just finding where to put them. I usually like to overbuild on these, so... You know, not having more is kind of painful. Could also put a bunch out here. This is a little bit more complicated than just a little tiny block, but that's okay. Alright, now we need to give these guys food. So how do we want to do this? First things first, we'll plop a granary. I guess we're just going to plop it down here. I didn't really give myself enough room to work with down here. That might be fine. And then we've already played this song and dance once before. No reason we can't do this again. Just put lines of grain farms along here. Just like that. Yeah. We could put our water lift there. And then our path here. Now we are going to need houses for this, but I don't think these buildings, these buildings don't burn or collapse. This is basically a roadblock. So I could put a block of housing here with a firehouse. And I can also put a block of housing here. Actually, let's put a block of housing here. Put a roadblock here. And a firehouse there. There we go. I think that'll work to get people in. And then all we really need is like a place for all the trade to go down. Which we could set that up right here. We'll just pop a dock here. And set up a slum house. With the appropriate infrastructure behind it. How far am I into the expansion? This is the next to the last mission. It's functionally the last mission. There's one more mission after this one, but I don't expect it to take very long. I expect it to be very short. So this is it. We're nearing the end. We're almost done, Telly. Okay, now, assuming this all doesn't fall apart horribly, no promises. This should house a lot of people. A lot of people should be able to house here. So let's go ahead. We'll drop our schools, and then I think we're going to unpause the game. We're going to see what happens. So we also need a storage yard for papyrus. There it is. And we're also going to need a storage yard for papyrus up here. Sorry, I stuttered a little bit there. My apologies. And you guys are going to get papyrus. All right, now let's look and see what trade. There's a lot of places we can trade to. All right, let's take a look here. So you buy papyrus. We'll take that trade. You also buy linen, which... something that might be useful for later, not so much now. You buy jewelry and wood. We can't produce wood, so that's not very useful. Fish and linen. Can we fish? We can fish. I actually completely forgot about that. Huh. There is a lot of room for fishing on this map. Something to keep in mind. Okay. Well, that's not something I'm worried about right now. You buy linen. Mennefer. Gaza. You buy papyrus. I'm basically looking to open up all of the papyrus trade routes right now. You buy beer, which we could sell beer. That's more of a long-term plan, though. You buy marble? Okay. And then Rome is just... hold on. Rome is just out here in the middle of the ocean. I don't think that's where Rome is. I'm not gonna lie. I could be wrong about that. But I don't think that's where Rome is. I get that it's a placeholder for Rome. But it's just kind of amusing to think about. Yeah, this little block of housing here should do pretty well as far as providing us a base of workers for our city. Our population is going to explode. In fact, I may need to produce more housing. Or not more housing, more food. I have plenty of housing for the moment. Plenty of housing. There we go. We can do that. If we set up I mean, I've already done all of this before. But, you know, because the game decides Rome was initially built in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. I didn't know that. I was not aware of this, this factoid. But yeah, we can also put a bunch of grain farms out here on this floodplain. I actually remembered it existed this time. There was a couple of times, well, the first couple of times I did this map, I completely forgot that the floodplains down here existed. I'm a little bit concerned. I may need to put a road on this side, or people might drown. But yeah, there's definitely plenty of room here for farmland. Ah, disappointment. All right, it sank about the same time as Atlantis. Oh, so we're learning the deep lore about Rome here, then, right? It was actually out in the middle of the Mediterranean to start with, and then they moved it. Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess that's fair. What did it sink around like 1 AD? Is BC and AD like before Rome sunk and after Rome sunk? That doesn't really make sense with the with the letterization there. Okay, so our big thing right now is we have to get food to these people. And that's really just going to be something that takes some time. These houses need to, these houses need to be built. This house is already built. Oh. Okay. Well, that's fine. Eventually, we'll have to completely abandon slum houses because otherwise the game will get mad. A gift for chickpeas? Sure, I'll take it. We do need food. Why do I have so many towers here that do not have road access to them? I guess I'm not really meant to use those towers for defense, especially not in this version of the game. That might be the fastest we've gotten to 1,000 people before. And we're only going to grow even faster. But these people really need to get here, like, now. So this little housing block here is absolutely terrible for culture, but it is amazing for population. Unemployment is already at 9%. Oh, we have a plague. I guess we do need to throw in a few physicians in a few places. I always forget to do that. I'm really bad at remembering physicians. There we go. That should help. No, we just casually lost like 200 people from that plague. Gift of wood? Okay, we'll try to pick that up next time. So wood we could use for ships. we could use it for warships. I can't really think of another use for wood in this mission. So maybe the game's trying to suggest that we build a couple warships. I mean, we do have all of the military stuff, so that would make sense. Here, we need to build a shipwright. There it is. Yeah. And that should be enough to give us like a starter fleet of like 2 or 3 warships. There we go. Now, these are also going to be at risk of burning down and fires. Or, yes, burning down and fires. And by burning down and fires, I mean burning down and collapsing. Words are hard. There we go. And I might as well just, like, put a couple of stray fishing wharves in here. There's no real reason not to, right? And I should put some fishing wharves there. How can I do this sensibly? We had another plague. So we could just do something like that. Oh, we can only fit 1 fishing wharf in there. That's still probably worth it. These houses still do not have people at them. And, okay, game. Here. We'll do something like that. If the snakes are going to stand in our way, we're just going to, like, build a road around them. Did people not move in as you expected? They're just taking their time to move in. It's not that they can't or won't. It's just we have a lot of housing, and we have a lot of people coming in, and it's just going to take some time to, like, trickle down through. That's all. These houses here may eventually, like, go up to a tier 3 house. That could be interesting. I'm gonna put a couple firehouses and architects posts in here. Trickle down. It's more like trickle down population, but yeah. We're still having plague problems. No. I want problems? No. Where is it? Risks? Malaria, collapse, fire, disease. There's some houses that have disease risk, but it looks like it's slowly being stamped out. I could just build more physicians. I have plenty of people coming in. I just don't want to go too crazy on the physicians. Seems a bit unnecessary. But I guess if people are still dying of plague, then it's very necessary still, right? Put it there. Yeah, that's, we could try to do that. Might be a little bit difficult at this point. But we could build a couple barley farms. We could definitely make something work here, probably. Go ahead and we'll plop a warehouse there. This is only temporary. This isn't going to be my permanent barley storage or anything like that. And I could also build a couple of extra barley farms down here. It is really raining outside. It is crazy how much it's raining outside. There we go. And now, I know I still don't have people down here. But once I do get people down here, we're gonna have a good time. Oh, are you... Oh, these people might be moving in down here. You're done with these storms? At least you didn't lose power too long the other day? I hope I don't lose power. I already know what happens if my power cuts or my computer crashes during a stream. And the answer is I lose my local recording. And then things get weird. And I don't want things to get weird. Because then I have to download the VOD. And,
People say that this city has plenty of food
where are you going?
around.
Hey, what are you... Okay, goodbye. I'm sure it'll be fine. We have 2,000 people now. Nice. We're still getting more and more people coming in. This is great. I don't have a way to feed all of these people. Yeah, I can do that. I definitely have enough papyrus. Oh, this place is going to collapse. Let's go ahead. It may already be too late. Even though this is like a really dumb place for this, I might as well try to keep it alive. I don't really feel like rebuilding it. And we could line this area over here with fishing boats. I generally hate fishing, but, you know, if we have to fish, we may as well, right? Oh, oops. There we go. Problem solved. Actually, we could make this even slightly better if we did something like that. There we go. The big thing is you want to avoid unnecessary intersections. Aren't you glad they don't die? They just don't evolve housing. Yeah, that is pretty nice. Okay, so we finally have the housing down here. These areas should start getting workers. Yeah, our water lift now has workers. Our farms are quickly getting workers. Each of these farms, they have 10 people that work them. So our 38% unemployment probably won't be a problem for too much longer. Definitely. 100%. I guarantee it. I don't have enough grain. Or enough barley. Well, I certainly hope that these farms here produce enough barley for me. Because otherwise I'm not going to be able to fulfill that request. It'd be a shame, but I guess it is what it is. So the farmland over here seems to be a little bit more spotty. That's okay, I guess. There we go. And we can also put more farms here. I'm building a lot of farms, but I'm gonna need the food eventually anyway, so it's all good. There we go. And then I'm also going to build a second granary right there. Excellent. So these guys are starting to get workers. I don't know if these far ones will. They're kind of far from the housing. I may have to plop some slum houses up there. I do want to be a little bit careful with the slum houses, because that will cause problems later on. We know this. We've seen it many times. People don't like slum houses. Or at least they don't like slum houses when other people are living in extravagant wealth. But, yeah, we have plenty of papyrus. We can start exporting that because I forgot to do that. Let's see. That's here. Yeah. Export all of our papyrus. Just all of it. Alright, let's put a slum house here. We may eventually have to put like a small line of houses here with like some beautifications and a market. Just to make sure we don't have any of these slums, but that should be okay for now. Slowly, very slowly, we're working through this. I don't think we're gonna be able to get this request done. It's very unlikely. And our gods seem to be doing okay. But you know, we could still beg Bast for help. There's no shame in that. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So the houses should slowly work in. Unemployment is at 28%. Okay. So here's what we do. We build a bunch of papyrus makers. There we go. And another regatherer. Let's see, we can also build a temple complex to Ra. We may want to hold off on that. I think I'm gonna build a cluster of housing over here next. And I can center the temple complex on that. We're not doing that right now, though, because we're just trying to burn off our unemployment. But eventually we may want to do that. Let's also put down a recruiter. Put down both the recruiter and the academy. Because we are probably going to want an army. I don't know this for sure. I'm just guessing. I didn't see what that said. Oh, it was just the barley requirement. Okay, that's fine. Which we got the request done. It just took longer than expected, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're still chewing up the food right now. We have so much food, or we have so many houses that need food. We don't actually have so much food. Let's go ahead. It looks like we're going to need a physician here, and another market here as well. Just because the center area keeps being hit by plagues and whatnot. But that's okay. We have plenty of people right now. 3,000 people. We're going to have probably 6,000 people by the time we even get up to the next level of cottages. It's going to be kind of crazy, actually. But that's okay. Okay, let's go ahead and build... We'll build a couple archer forts. Where do we want to put them? I guess we could put them, like, nestle them against the wall. I don't know if I want to nestle them against the wall. Maybe I'll, like, nestle them... I don't know. I guess I could put them out here. I'm probably not going to build in this area. Just a couple of archer forts to start with, just to be on the safe side. I don't really expect much danger. This is all about city building, baby. We're at 27% unemployment. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, let's build... Where is it? What am I looking for? I'm looking for the city palace. Yes. We're gonna park the city palace. I guess we could have parked the city palace in the center. I mean... We could still park the city palace in the center. Eh. We'll just kind of put it on the side like that. And then we'll start building the tax collectors. We'll just put like 4 of them, or 3 or 4 of them on the outside of the city. And then we'll just take out like a couple houses on the inside, plop them in there. I don't really want these houses to upgrade to the 3x3 housing, so I don't really have to worry too much about making sure these people are super happy. Just kind of content. Okay, so that still leaves us at 25% unemployment. Well, we could move our beer production inside. Start setting it up over here. Beer is another thing that we can kind of go hog wild on and export a bunch of. So, you know, having a lot of extra barley production and beer, it's definitely not a bad thing. We'll build a couple more barley farms. You want to go 3? Yeah, why not? And then the rest will be wheat. Wheat. There we go. And then this can all be wheat as well. Perfect. Pretty much maxed out this farm area, and it should get us plenty of food, barley, and basically everything else that we need. So with all this barley production, we have what, 4 farms here, 2 floodplain farms down here. I don't really have any qualms about building just a lot of beer producers. We'll do 10 beer production. We'll see how that works over the long term. Our gods are mad. Our gods are pretty irritated. That probably makes sense. We have a lot of people who live in this town and not really a lot of places to worship. So we'll just continue to, like, extend these tendrils out. The gift of wine? Okay. I'm going to accept that. But I need to go through and tell all of my markets to not buy it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the trouble right now. These markets are all going to gobble up the wine, and there's just nothing I can do about it. Okay. Anyway, you're Temple to Ra. Ta, Osiris. Ra. Ra. Osiris. Pharaoh, and Ra. Of course, Ra gets a second temple because he's the patron god, and patron gods like to be worshipped more than the not patron gods. Just a reminder for anybody who either doesn't know, doesn't remember, or has never played the game. We're at 18% unemployment. That's okay. It's definitely a lot better than it was. So how big are these monuments? That's, it's pretty big. And then, of course, the mausoleum is the mausoleum. Can we rotate this? We can. I don't know if I forgot about that or not, but we can. Can we rotate this? Oh, we can. Nice. So we could put that, like, right here. That'd be pretty neat. Alright. So our coffers are overflowing with food. We'll give it a little while yet. We'll see how these houses react. I may have to put another market in here somewhere if these houses here don't get enough food. I expected it to be slow to get food into these areas because you got to keep in mind this puts a lot of strain on the individual markets. So it's going to take a while for them to, like, spread out and, like, proliferate the food. All right, let's keep worshiping Bast. Thank you. So we should build another storage yard and have it start getting beer, and then we can start exporting beer. I don't want to go quite so nuts on the beer exports, though. I think I want to export, like, when we're over 400. We'll eventually do the same thing with papyrus, too. But we're getting pretty close to the point where our houses are going to start needing beer. So with that in mind, we'll have to be a little bit wary. Jeez, we have so much food now. I might have overbuilt on food. How much does the game think that we're making? We're making enough food for 23,000 people. I highly doubt that we're actually making that much, but, you know, it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. We are going to need, I think, 3 types of food for the rich people, eventually. But that's eventually. Right now, our next step, after we get this unemployment under control, is to kind of expand on our housing a little bit. And actually, we need to start making some money. We've spent a lot of money over the last couple of years. But I mean, we're making a lot of money too. We made about 8,300 last year. We spent 13,000, which seems like a lot. But when you keep in mind that like 8,000 of it was just construction projects, you know, if we didn't have those construction projects, we'd be making quite a lot more. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So we are struggling a little bit with desirability. That's probably just going to happen. Like, I guess we could put, like, a statue in here. Make those houses upgrade. Some of these houses, even with the desirability low, will upgrade over time because higher level houses are more desirable. But yeah, we almost have a whole cluster of ordinary cottages, and we're halfway to our population already, boys. We're almost there. Now keep in mind that that is only one part of the assignment. That is only one thing we have to do. We still have to do everything else as well, which is a lot. Culture is awful, as expected. Prosperity isn't great, but I think it'll improve with time. Kingdom rating, we'll figure that out when the time comes. But I think our next task here, we're going to build a bunch of work camps. And I know I hate doing this. I hate doing this to control unemployment. But we do need a bunch of workers for the fields. And on top of that, we're going to want to start building our monuments. That way we know we have room for them, and we need to know what we need for them. So, let's see. If we put the Caesarium here, workers will have to clear the land first, which that'll take a time of itself. And then we also need to start importing clay for pottery. So let's build a storage yard here. Import some clay. Oh no. No! Tell me we can't import clay. Am I not seeing it? I hate it. I hate it. I absolutely hate it when the game makes me import pottery. Alright. Let's import 1,200 pottery. Why does the game make me do this? Why do you hurt me so? Actually, I should probably move both of these back a little. Put that there. Jewelry? Okay. Am I just going to import the jewelry? Probably. Oh no, I can't import the jewelry. Okay, I guess I'm importing the gems to make the jewelry. I mean, I'd have to start producing jewelry eventually anyway. So I guess that's fine. Let's see, we'll do pottery. Well, I mean, I was going to put my jewelers out here, or not my jewelers, my potters out here, but considering I can't produce pottery, I guess I could put my jewelers out here instead. Along with, you know, our normal infrastructure things right there. Alright, let's stockpile a beer, and we'll stockpile with jewelry. That's what we need, right? Beer and jewelry? Yeah. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be tough to get these resources in on time. But, I think we'll be able to. I think it'll be okay. We definitely have plenty of beer production. The jewelry is going to be kind of hard, though. Because we have to get that in. We have to get the gems in first. And then from there, we can get the jewelry. I'm looking at linen. I'm looking at linen as another source of income. I have to import the flax, so it's never going to be like a huge source of income, but might be something else that we can make money off of, and that's important. Right now, diversifying our economy is important. Speaking of diversifying our economy, let's build a second dock. I may even have to build a third dock, but we'll hold off on that for the moment. We have a lot of trade ships coming in. I may also want to consider starting to build some weapons so I can get some more soldiers. I don't know if we're gonna need soldiers. But I don't trust the game. I don't trust Pharaoh. You know what this game has done to me over the last 5 months of playing it? I don't trust this game. I love it, but I don't trust it. Okay, so we have our jewelry going. That's good. We still have 34% unemployment. Okay. So how do we deal with this? We can build more pavilions around. We need more pavilions anyway for culture. So we can... Is that the entrance? Where's the entrance to the Caesarion? It's gotta be that, right? That spot? Yeah. I'll also put a pavilion over here. Yeah, we're definitely going to get the beer. There we go. Okay, now we're starting to get some upgraded houses. Ooh. Okay, the beer request is ready to go. Now for the next level of housing, we need... Them upgrade. That actually looks really cool. I mean, it's also terrifying because we don't have enough, we don't have enough jobs as it is, and we're just about to get another 1,000 people. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, 6 months for the jewelry. We should be able to get that in time. 5,000 people. 5,000 people in this little block of housing. That's incredible. I would never endeavor to do something like this as a kid. I mean, arguably it's not really working now as it is because we have 20% unemployment. But man, this is crazy. It also looks really cool on the map, on the mini-map. All right, we're finally starting to reach the end of what we can do with this housing. We're gonna need barbers and scribal schools and things that are gonna be a little bit harder to like safely distribute. I'm still gonna try though. Like, I should still be able to make the scribal schools work. The barbers may be a little bit harder. I thought there was a double wide house there. Let's stop it. Okay. Put a scribal school and a barber there. Like... Or, it's not a barber, it's a dentist. Wrong game. Barber is Caesar 3. Also put a dentist here. And we can put a dentist here. And another one here. And then, of course, we could put a whole bunch just around the area. You know, in theory, if you just, like, completely saturate this area, eventually people will find the amenities. The problem is that things like scribal schools... Okay, On is willing to trade now. The thing with scribal schools and the like is that they actually require finished goods, and you want to export those finished goods. You don't want to just be using them for your people. So you want to be careful on overbuilding that kind of stuff. But let's look at On, shall we? Where are you? You're right here. You buy fish and beer, and you're a land trade route? That could be really good. In case anything ever happened to, like, cut off our sea trade, having a land route where we could sell beer could be very useful. Okay. So these houses now need linen. 22% unemployment. It's about to get a whole lot worse. Okay. I may have to do it. 600 unemployed people. Oh my. Okay. There's our jewelry. That's good. We can stop stockpiling jewelry and beer now. Okay. So let's go ahead. I think we probably need another row of entertainment production, just to make sure that all of our entertainment is being properly distributed, because we're still gonna have to be building some more here. Alright, I hate what I'm about to do, but I think we're going to have to do it. Alright, let's do a little bit of math, shall we? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300. 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500 cigarettes. I mean workers. There we go. And I don't think we needed any slum houses there. I think they'll find it eventually. Gift of weapons. That could be useful, actually. Because I do want weapons. I do want to make some soldier boys. This actually looks really neat. I have to admit, like, I know every single time I make this, like, amalgamation of housing, I talk about how much I hate it, and it makes me want to vomit. But overall, you know, it looks okay. It looks okay. It's mostly, like, the fact that I know has potentially really bad. These guys don't have any beer. Interesting. Alright, so we do need some stonemasons. We'll go ahead and build 4 of those. We might as well. Have plenty of space for it. Hey, we finally got our unemployment under control. Hooray. All it took was way too many work camps. And, I think we should probably also get rid of this. I don't think that city gate does us much good. I'd almost rather just have, where are they? Towers here. I think that looks a lot more visually appealing. And it also helps because it doesn't serve as a roadblock. And honestly, with that, we may not need this slum house anymore. But I'm not going to get rid of it just yet. Okay, I say we import, like, 400 wood. And this is going to be mostly construction supplies. Because we're probably eventually... Yeah, we're going to need some carpenter guilds. And we may eventually need to, like, replace our warships if we do get into a fight. So, just some food for thought. These guys still have so many reeds. I'm gonna get rid of some of these work camps here for more papyrus makers. Definitely, 100%. And I'm also going to put an architect's post and a firehouse in here, just to be on the safe side. Now, we do have more food production down here if we were to need it, but honestly, I don't know what world you would need more food production. I mean, assuming this game is being truthful, look at that. About our food situation. 20,000? You know. Okay. So our vast expanse of wealth has mostly gone away. I'm okay with that. That's not really that big of a deal. We do have a lot of savings. So, in theory, if Lee here fell out of favor, he could send a lot of gifts. Looks like the gods are kind of irritated again as well. Just kind of unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. Because that means we need more temples. There we go. And we even have convent residences in here. Nice. And yeah, most of these places are struggling because of desirability and lack of linen. Honestly, the houses can't evolve too much higher than this anyway, because there's just not enough space here. Although it would be really cool to see some of these houses evolve into 3x3s. I highly doubt I'll be able to pull that off. But one thing I do need... I need to start looking at diversifying our food sources. Because I am going to need... I need marble. Yeah, that makes sense. But, yeah, I am going to need, like, 3 different sources of food to get Paleto Estates. So I want to make sure that, like, at the very least, most of my residences do have access to 2 forms of food. So I am going to build a granary that's literally just going to be fish. That'll give me a pretty good idea of where we're at as far as food sources go. And then I'm also going to build a bunch of more fishing wharves. There we go. 13 of them. Lucky 13. I'm sure this won't cause any problems whatsoever. There we go. Put a slum house here. Put a firehouse, architect's post, the likes. You know, I think these will just... No, they do have both risks. Okay. Excellent. So, one strategy we could employ in order to avoid problems with slum houses, we could just not build the Palatal Estates until the very end. So they upgrade into the Palatal Estates, and then we win the game. That is one way to do it. That would solve the problem. That may be what we try. The only drawback to that, of course, is that we don't get the fat money foods from having the Palatal Estates for a large portion of the game. So that would be the drawback. Let's plan... Let's plan for Palatal Estates now. Or not now, but like, let's plan now for Palatal Estates soon rather than at the end of the game. So let's start working on trying to get rid of some of these slum houses. This slum house, we can get rid of that. I feel pretty confident about that. I think we need more beer production. I think a lot of it is just kind of being moved around, but I do think we may need more beer production. So, this slum house can probably be gotten rid of. So what we can do, this is what we did last time, right? We moved this road like this. And then we got rid of this road. So we could get rid of that slum house. I think... we may have to do some work on the road situation here. Because we don't need these roads. Okay, we need this road. But it doesn't have to go out this way. I don't necessarily know what the plan was. I guess the plan was we have all these towers that we could garrison if we wanted to. But I don't really feel the need to do that. So why bother, right? Why bother? So with that in mind, we can put a nice block of housing over here. And again, this is how we solved the problem last time. Why do you guys not... you guys don't have... roots? Okay, well we can plop in a couple more reed gatherers. Like that. I'd rather have more reeds than not enough. There we go. Yeah, so we can just have like a line of housing here. And we can put... water source, physician, an apothecary, a bazaar, temples to the gods. It's more like a suburb at this point than actual housing, but, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Set up something like that. And that should get these areas up to, like, cottage level, I think, at least. Actually, there's no reason not to plop a pavilion here. And then we can get that city built. I have to head to work. Alright, have fun at work, Deli. Yeah, so in theory, this housing should be able to provide houses to this area. Houses, yeah. Provide workers to this area. We can even put another strip right there. And we could get rid of that slum house. This slum house up here is going to be a little bit harder to get rid of, as is this one. But if we put a block of housing out here around the temple complex to Ra, that problem should solve itself. And then we could put another block of housing out here to cover these. And I think that's what our game plan is going to be over the long term. We just got to get that money. We got to get the money to do that. We have places for jewelry, right? Yeah, it's just being hoovered up by all the bazaars. That makes sense. Yeah, because the way this game's going to work is as soon as we get Plato Estates, the game's going to be very, very unhappy that we have slum housing. And then we'll have to get rid of the slum housing. So we may as well plan to get rid of the slum housing now, then have it become a problem later on. Here, we'll build a second bazaar here. And I think I also want to go through and start... Yeah, actually it's probably easier to do it like this. Yeah, you can buy papaya pottery. You can buy beer and linen. And you can buy fish if it's available. It's the same for here. There's no easy way to do this. Which is a little unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about removing this slum house, too. We have to put another line of housing down here. Okay, is there a way to just, like, see just food, water, entertainment, health, bazaar overlay? That works. All right. Just gonna micro this as much as possible. Oh, you need beer. You don't need game meat. I wish there was a default setting that I could set for this. Oops. Like, set all bazaars from here on out to have this set up. But there's not, so I just kind of have to deal with it. I just kind of have to micro it. Hey, there's the wine. Neat. Okay. For now, we're good with that. Okay. Funnily enough, we may actually be able to get that up. Interesting. Okay. so we're still struggling with entertainment, but yeah, we can't actually get all of those houses to upgrade, including this one. So this is no longer a slum house. Nice. And then they should upgrade the cottages. They could theoretically upgrade higher than that. Could also then just plop in like a courthouse or something in here. I just have to watch this. I have to make sure that this reed gatherer is always fully supplied, because if it's not, it means they're struggling to get access to these workers. And we'll have to come back and see if they ever actually get entertainment, but they should eventually. Okay, these houses are still doing very well. Many of them are starting to get multiple sources of food now that we have multiple bazaars producing, well, distributing a variety of food. Overall, we're doing pretty good, I think. Obviously, we're kind of struggling a little bit on our monuments, but that's because we have to import marble, and I don't really look forward to doing that. We could start. We should start, probably. Like, there's room in here. We can accept marble. We can import. I have to open up a route to import it. You buy beer? That's good. You buy grain? That's less good. And we can just kind of import 32 of it. Oh, that's so that's not expensive. What? Hold on. Wasn't marble super expensive? One second. I'm going to check the footage on this. Don't mind me, you might hear me multiple times. Let's see. I'm going back and I'm looking. Where is my last Ptolemy's Alexandria? Hello. Shut up past me. Am I once again confusing Caesar 3 and Pharaoh? I may be. I mean, I shouldn't be looking through 3 hours of footage. I just need to get to the point where I start importing. Let's see. Oh, my YouTube is buffering. Okay, there I'm building the buildings to accept marble. Oversee of commerce. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah, no. No. Yeah. So here. How do I want to do this? Look at this. Oh God. Oh no. Can I make it bigger? Okay, I can. Look. Very professional, by the way. Marble. Right here. 210 import cost. I'm not losing it. I'm not losing it. Alright, let's get this really... Oh no, what did I do? Okay, are we back? What if I close this off? Okay. I don't know what happened there. But yeah. It used to be super expensive, but in this mission, it's super cheap. I knew I wasn't losing it. I knew I didn't lose my marbles. Literally, I didn't lose my marbles. Okay, I may have lost my marbles a little bit, but... But, I mean, I'm gonna take it. I'll 100% take it. I'm not going to complain about the cost of marble at all. But I definitely would have started importing it much, much sooner if I had realized how much cheaper it was in this mission. Alright, so what are we dealing with? We're still not getting the entertainers down here. Could it be a distance thing? You know, I always ask myself this. I never really tested the experiment. But, like, does distance matter with entertainers? I mean, realistically speaking, I don't need all 3 entertainers down here. But also, like, I don't know. It'll help with culture. I guess we're gonna wait a little bit longer to see if a dancer or something will go down there. Alright, but we should start getting marble in. We're still exporting a bunch of goods. We still need to deal with this slum house. And we're gonna build housing over here next. Now, this doesn't need to be like a huge section of housing. It's important to keep in mind, right, that we're almost there. We're almost to the population limit. Workers rejoice at raise. Gross. Who would ever want to raise? Here, let's move this. Like that. Okay. Build up our infrastructure, as we do. I know I've played around a lot with, like, not building blocks of housing. This is one of the last missions. I'm gonna just build a block of housing. It's super simple. Nothing I have to worry about. We'll plop in a pavilion there for entertainment. Oh, wait. That's right. This was supposed to be for the Temple of Ra. Actually, we kind of made it work. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. Here, we'll do something like that. And we can put, like, an architect's post and a firehouse right there, so that it doesn't ever collapse or burn down. Now, if I recall correctly, the altars for Ra are kind of useless, but I'll build them anyway. Why not? And we'll do a usual cluster of temples. Not forget the the physician, not the dentist. There we go. And then we should be able to delete this slum house. That should be just fine. That should be perfect, actually. And then there was one. And then there was one slum house. Right here. At least I think that's the only slum house. These guys down here are still having problems with entertainment. I mean, we can fix that. How did you... How did you get out there? How did you get out there? Are you guys, like, long roading it? Okay. I guess. Whatever you want to do, Chief. It's just so weird that these places down here don't have any access to entertainment. Alright, well, let's put a juggler school there. We'll put a conservatory here and a dance school. We're also going to put in a firehouse and an architect's post because these are kind of far away from everything. We'll also put in a constable, just because we don't really have enough constables as it is. Alright, so these guys are upgrading pretty well. I think I still need a bunch of pottery. I may have to start importing even more pottery, which is kind of unfortunate. There we go. Let's go ahead and import something like 6. We may have as well just import like 3,200 pottery. Maybe I've lost it. Maybe I'm going nuts. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Go. Put a storage yard there. That's all going to be pottery. There we go. Excellent. You can also put a pavilion over here. There we go. Alright, so that solved the entertainment problem. So these guys are fine with entertainment now. Mostly. A little bit of a desirability problem there, but nothing significant. We'll just put a pickle raw statue right there. That'll solve the problem. Okay. Overall, housing access looks pretty good there. Looks okay there. We're starting to build the Caesarium. I think it might be about time to start building our luxury housing. And I may build our luxury housing, like, off of our fishing wharves. So that sounds a little bit weird, like, offhand. Like, fishing wharves obviously are very bad for desirability. But I need some way to get worker access to these areas without relying on this slum house. And I think that is the last slum house. Ooh, maybe it's not. Oh, there's a bunch of slum houses over here that don't have food yet. Okay. That's not disastrous. That's not... They will fill themselves out eventually. %15 unemployment. Nice. Is this 4 wide? So, like, here's the thing. I don't think if I put estates here that I'll be able to get the desirability in this area enough to actually get them to upgrade. So I think we're gonna put them over here. We need 6 of them. Okay. And I want to make sure they don't expand. I want to make sure they expand the way that I want them to. I never remember where I have to build these, so I'm just going to plop a bunch down. Yeah. Do something like this. And then this will also be our firehouse and architect's post. So, high-value housing like this is actually a great way to soak up unemployment, because obviously you need a bunch of workers in this area to be able to provide the resources. But, yeah, these houses don't actually produce any employees for the workforce. So we're definitely going to need all 3 temples. Put one there. Put one there. And we'll put one there. Also going to put in our water supply. And bazaar. And this is an unfiltered bazaar, which means it doesn't have any restrictions set on it. We're also going to put a storage yard. This storage yard is going to have chickpeas and game meat. And we're going to put another storage yard here, and that's going to be for the luxury stuff. Okay. We need a physician here. We may even need 2 physicians here. We'll put one there. And we'll put one there. And we'll see where we get from here. We obviously still need a lot more stuff, but we're just beginning. This is just the beginning. As is this. Let's go ahead and export jewelry when it's over 400. I think that'll be a good idea. And we may even want to export... It may be time that we start importing linen and exporting, or importing flax and exporting linen. Granted, part of this is literally just how much we're spending. Again, we're having a lot of construction costs. But we do have a lot of money coming in. We have a lot of imports, too, don't get me wrong. Most of it is pottery. But a lot of it is just exports. Or a lot of it is just construction. Yeah, words are hard. I wonder if we should start boosting our kingdom rating. Or, actually, we should probably start worshipping the cat god again. All glory to the cat god. Looks like she's mildly irritated anyway. Why is she mad? I don't know, maybe she just gave us a blessing or something. Who knows? Alright, so it's going to take a while for this bazaar to actually get everything that it needs. That's okay. So we do have dancers coming in. We have bandstands. I don't know if we have juggler schools who are coming this far yet. We may need to build another juggler school. We can just get rid of this road entirely. It's been a while since we've seen a bot. But it happens from time to time, I suppose. Okay. We have food coming in, that's good. We may even be able to upgrade this house. We don't really have to... So, like, we don't have to get rid of it. It just has to be upgraded. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. Our culture is really bad. Okay, I think our next task is going to be... Let's build a storage yard. It's going to accept flax. It's also going to accept linen. Linen probably isn't going to be as much of a cash cow as beer and papyrus is. Mostly because we have to import the flax. But we should still be able to export a fair amount once it starts coming in. There we go, just a little bit of industry right there. Should work wonders. Funnily enough, my dynasty mansion is not actually getting any workers. I don't actually care that much about that. I could actually care less about that, actually. But unemployment is a problem. That I cannot deny. Could build more work camps, but 1,000 workers? I think this is just 500 right there. I mean, we may have to, yeah. All right. 40, 60, 100, 20, 40, 60. 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 60, 400, 420. We'll do 420. We ran out of money, but that's okay. It's 100% fine. We'll also put an architect's post and a firehouse right there at the end. Should I get our unemployment down a little bit? Not really a lot. But it's a lot. It's a lot of employment. It's a lot of employment. There's a lot of people that need to be employed. Now, interesting thing of note, most of our houses do have access to fish at this point. which is good. I mean, we're not producing as much fish as their other sources of food, but it's still good that we have that much. It's helpful. Apparently these areas were struggling for housing. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, this area cannot evolve until the desirability improves. So what if we did give you your own personal statue? Will you upgrade? No. I guess that's a little bit too much to ask, yeah. Oh! Okay, it will upgrade. At least one level. Maybe we'll be able to get food down to that at some point. Time will tell. Okay, let's build a courthouse. We'll build it down here. I thought about, like, putting a roadblock here. I'm gonna leave the door open to put more high-level housing over here. Eventually. Okay, so we have a little bit of a financial issue. A little bit of a financial issue, not a huge financial issue. Again, it's mostly construction. Okay, it's a little worrisome. Let's build a couple more tax collectors. And we'll want one over here too. I wonder if it would make sense to do something like this. I only say that because... Oof. It's a little bit of debt. All of our papyrus and beer are over here, right? So if a ship that's buying papyrus or beer goes over here, they have to go the entire length of the city, basically, to get over there.
I love the art of the deal. I love the art of the
So
deal.
it may make more sense to do something like that. Alright, let's go ahead and pump a little bit of money into the city. We'll do 5,000. Send a little bit of a gift to keep our kingdom rating up. Just to make sure everybody's happy. I wonder if the price of marble is actually really high. Let me take a look at this. So we're at 478. They go for, what? 72? Oh, I mean, I guess I already paid for it. I forgot that it happens when it leaves the ship, not when it reaches the dock. But Medium buys wood and jewelry. I think that's really useful to me. I'm not really producing enough jewelry to sell in large quantities, and I don't really want to buy, or I don't want to have to buy as much gems to make jewelries to sell in large quantities, because it's just not worth the money. Gems are way too expensive for all the cost. Alright, so you guys should now need a scribal school. And plop that. I wonder if that would hurt desirability. Does it matter? Might. We'll do it. We'll put a scribal school there. We'll put a library there. A library. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, see, now... Ooh, Plague of Locusts. Okay. Well, it's been a while since we've had one of those. Yeah, now, instead of going the whole way around, they can just take this shortcut. I think that makes a whole lot more sense. I think. I hope. I wonder if we're also going to get, like, the blood water. Oh, that would be disastrous. Hopefully we only get a Plague of Locusts. Our unemployment is still super high. No water source? I can fix that. That's fixable. Okay, so Scribble School, Library, Dentist. There we go. This guy down here is still struggling with desirability. That's probably just going to happen with that guy. We may have to build so many houses there. It'd be pretty great if we could upgrade that one to an apartment, like a spacious apartment, though. It'd be pretty good. How does our ratings look? Everything's looking okay. Our kingdom rating is pretty low. Our culture isn't great. Our culture isn't great. That's not necessarily surprising. Now, a lot of our linen at first is just going to go to the houses. I could probably stop that. I mean, do I need to stop it? I don't really think I do. It'll all go through here eventually. I mean, some places are having desirability issues, and they won't upgrade, but I think our houses go through linen slowly enough that it's not going to matter eventually. I think. I hope. These houses we may be able to upgrade. These ones I'm not going to try. Plop a scribble school. A scribble school. There we go. Okay, how are we looking? Desirability. Oh, there's the locusts. Oh, look at them go. Oh, they're so angry. Oof. Apparently they eat the people, too. Maybe that's why the game's like, hey, do you want some extra food? It's a good thing we have all of this extra food just sitting around that the locusts don't eat, right? Ah, yes. Alright, now we're starting to get to the point where we need a second type of food. Here, let's put the statues down that we need. There we go. Alright, so you, chickpeas, and game meat. We'll import 1,200 of each, I think. Food is pretty cheap, so I'm not super concerned about it. Just have to make sure that these guys aren't stealing it. Or not. Not right now, anyhow. 10,000 people. Nice. Caesarium's being built up. That's good. We should probably build more... How much do I care about this area? I don't. I don't care about it at all. I could put the Dynasty Mansion anywhere that I want. We're gonna put it over here with the fancy houses. There we go. Perfect. Ooh. Kyrene, huh? Well, we have the troops for it. I just want to wait a couple of months to make sure the game's not going to try to ambush me with a battle. We've definitely seen it before where the game's been like, oh, you gotta watch out, they're gonna attack this city. And then they attacked me like a month after I sent my troops. Huh, these people are struggling to get entertainers. I feel like I'm building a lot of entertainer production buildings, and they're not really getting out very much. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, I can build more, that's not really a problem. We have the people. Then I guess, words are hard. Then again, I guess I did build a whole bunch of pavilions everywhere, which probably didn't help anybody. Also, this should be a bandstand. I don't know why I put a pavilion there. Or, this should be a pavilion. I don't know why I put a bandstand there. There we go. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so we still have 2 big culture wins yet. I need two Senate houses. We're gonna put one there, and we're gonna put one up here. And then the zoo as well, which we're going to put right next to my mansion. It's like, here's my mansion, here's my personal zoo. Whenever I get bored, I just go over to the zoo and I look at the animals. Yeah. Alright, Caesarium still needs more marble. That's okay. And I hesitate to start importing the sandstone because our economy is a little bit precarious. It's not like super bad. We're not like at risk of my entire economy collapsing, I don't think. But it's struggling a little bit. It's struggling a little bit. It's hilarious how close that how upgraded we have that house. Do we have any slum houses? I hope not. No slum houses. Perfect. 2 granaries hold food for 2 months, but that doesn't include all of the food that we just have sitting around down here. The disruption to beer could be a problem. Yeah, we don't have any beer. I mean, I don't think that'll be a complete disaster, but it kind of sucks. Once the barley starts flowing, the beer will follow. now we have chickpeas coming in. We have game meat coming in. Game meat will also be used for the zoo. So we have that to look forward to. A gift of 500 gems. That's pretty nice. Speaking of pretty nice... Oh no, it's a water route! Oh, come on, game. Alright. Well, there's no real way we can build a couple transports in time. I hate it when the game does that. It's like, aw, you only built warships? Aw, if only you built transports instead. Then Egypt would be saved, and nobody would be sad. Whatever. Whatever, game. Do I need a second bazaar? Would I benefit from a second bazaar? Maybe. Let's build a second bazaar. And we still need fire and collapse protection. And we'll put a little bit more out here just to be on the safe side. Again, I'm hoping to put more fancy houses out here. Hoping that these go well. So that's what the game plan is anyhow. Alright, so now we have a zoo and a Senate house. 2 Senate houses, actually. That should give us almost perfect coverage for those. Juggler School is awful. I mean, we can improve our Juggler Schools by just building a bunch of Juggler Schools around. Yep, a bunch of intersections. My shoulder's hurting for some reason. That's interesting. Oh, well. I'll live with it. Plague of shoulder pain. And we'll almost certainly need another juggler school to fill those positions. We'll plop it there. That's fine. We may even need a second one. But we'll start with that for now. And funnily enough, it looks like we may need a second zoo, if I'm reading this right. Ooh, Bast is a little irritated. We can hold a festival for her. And my economy's... I'm a little bit broke again. Oops. Okay, so we're still looking at desirability. Also, linen. Yeah, I guess it would take a while for linen to get all the way out here. I guess that makes sense. Most of these places have a large selection of linen. Probably even all the way out here, yeah. So it's just a matter of it making its way downtown. But we can build another zoo somewhere. Unemployment 18%. We can put it over here. Not really a great place for a zoo, but it's good enough. It's an active entertainment building, and that's all I care about. So once that gets set up, it'll definitely help. And we're going to keep begging Bast for help, too. So in theory, Bast should provide like a festival to all of the gods to make all the gods happy. if she doesn't start doing that, I might just have to petition Ra. Because technically, I'm hoping if I just, like, beg Bast for help, like, all the other gods will be happy too. But if that's not what's going to happen, then the best bet is to just, kind of, you know, beg Ra for help. Because that will double our exports. That will double our exports cost. That will improve our kingdom rating to perfect, basically. It'll just be better overall. But I was hoping to have the best of every world, and maybe that's not reasonable. Yeah, we're just waiting for that linen. That linen is where the big struggle is. And then it's culture. Culture, yeah, culture. Alright, we've gone up to very good for juggler stages. Very good for musician stages. Maybe we do need to build a bandstand just kind of down here somewhere. Like, I'm basically just trying to grind out culture a little bit. Like, I know I'm going to need it for later. I know it's going to be a problem. The closer we get to it now, the better it'll be later. But we still need linen for these houses. And like I said, that's just going to take some time. You guys don't have access to a dentist. Alright, well, our boys survived the war. That's very good. A little bit banged up. We probably lost a couple guys out of each. Mostly the infantry, it looks like. That's okay. Hopefully that'll provide us great boons later on. We may need to expand our barley production. It feels like our beer is struggling. Like, I know we completely lost our beer production there for a while because of the locust swarms. I wish I could see how close the Caesarium was to being done. Can I see that in here? 89% done. Okay. That's good. Once we've finished with the Caesarium, we can start importing sandstone and start working on that final monument. And then I think everything's going to line up just right. So that we'll have our requirements. I mean, I'll be perfect. Looks like we still need more bandstands. I can put one up here. A bit of a weird place for a bandstand, but hey. Why not? We can even put one over here. Nice. Look, the dock workers need entertainment too, right? Ooh, do we actually need granite for this? Here, let's stop importing marble, because I think we're done with marble. We'll see what the game says next. Stonemasons have finished the Caesarium's interior, turns to their attention to the granite obelisks that adorn the exterior of the building. That may be suggesting that we need granite, but we'll see what the game says here in about another in-game year. Nice. So I could... upgrade these houses. That'll pull some people out of the employment pool. They will struggle with desirability. Not that that's a huge problem. Mortuary. We are going to have to do mortuaries too. That's going to be obnoxious. These guys are still struggling to get linen. Okay. I think it's time we cut access to linen for some of these houses. Not enough entertainment in the center. A little bit of debt. Probably won't last for very long. But this is November. I may want to give a little bit of money to my city just so that we don't default in December, because that would be a little bit problematic. Okay, let's bring up the bazaar overlay. I think it's time we stop accessing linen to a lot of these houses. Especially these ones. Maybe not these ones, because these have some potential to upgrade yet. But definitely these ones. You guys don't need linen. You don't need linen. You don't need fancy foods. You're happy with grain. You're happy with grain and you'll like it. Let's see. Don't buy. Don't buy. I may not get every single one of them, but I should be able to get most. There we go. That should greatly help with my linen issue. Okay. I do need granite. Good to know. I mean, we can just sell that marble. So I don't really know how much granite we need. We're just going to import, like, 8 of it. And I think somebody was willing to buy... You're willing to buy marble. Is that really worth it? 700... Not even a little bit. Let's just throw it away. It doesn't matter. There we go. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I wondered if that was going to be the case. But now we should start getting a collection of linen set up. These guys should start actually getting the opportunity to get linen. Oh. I can't see what they're carrying. But we'll sit here and we'll watch them. We'll see what they're carrying. This house is still struggling with desirability. I mean, it's always going to struggle with desirability. It's in a terrible location. But we're doing a pretty good job at upgrading it, that's for sure. Surprisingly so. Okay, some of these guys do still need a second type of food. But most of them at least have 2 or 3. It's just, this one's a little weird, apparently. No linen there. Linen. Perfect. So that's good. We finally got linen there. Now, we are going to need a mortuary here. We'll put it there. We'll also plop a mortuary over here. Overall, in the grand scheme of things, we're going to need a lot more mortuaries, but that's a good start. Is there anywhere else I can import flax from? You just sell linen. I don't know if I want to buy linen. But, I don't... I mean, we may still be fine. I am going to do that. Just in case we do need to buy linen later. And we may have to. We absolutely may have to. Alright, so these guys should be ready to upgrade. Most of them should be ready to upgrade. These guys are struggling. Wait, what do you have? Are you stealing my food? Alright. We're gonna have to keep an eye on this lady. We're gonna have to see where she goes. Because if she's stealing my good people food, then we need to put a stop to it. Alright, let's try not to lose her in the crowd. Is it you? No. Is it you? No. Is it you? What did you buy? It was the fancy food. Okay. You're also buying jewelry, which I'm pretty sure I set you to not do that. -1 jewelry? I don't know how that works, but okay. Alright. Crisis averted. For now. Alright, the Caesarium is finished. Excellent. Now we need 200... How much? 240 sandstone. This is gonna suck. But that's okay. We'll make it work. Alright, 32, 64, 96, 128-ish. 160, 192. Let's see what that gives us. Math is hard. I think it was like 5 or 6. I don't remember. I did the math the last time we had to do this. Let's see. I mean, I guess I can just be lazy and grab my calculator. Let's see. 32 times... it's easier to do 240 divided by 32. 7.5. 7.5 warehouses. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6... I need 2 more. Let me just plop them up here. There we go. Crisis. Oh, I mean, I guess it's not a crisis. I shouldn't call it a crisis. Problem solved. No access to a scribal school or a library. Why? You have 2 scribal schools I mean, I can put a library down. I probably should have put a library down. Because that'll help with learning. Yeah. Probably even need a third one down. Yeah, we can do that. Easy dub. Nice. We have a nice little block of, like, high-quality houses right here in the middle of our city. I mean, these aren't ever going to go anywhere. But they're still nice to see. We're going to just, like, specifically put... Hello, Toasty Tana. How are you doing today? We're finishing up Pharaoh today. We got a nice big city. You're melting in the heat wave. That's fair. I think everybody is, at least a little bit. It's hot out. It's no joke. My dad went to the hospital a couple weeks ago with heat exhaustion. That is no joke. He's fine now, but yeah, it doesn't take long and it doesn't take much. Caught off work tomorrow. I haven't gotten quite to that point. I work overnight, so it's a little bit warmer, or it's a little bit cooler overnight. I don't have to worry about that so much. What are you guys doing?
March I march for the reeds we need.
You're just, like, desperation farming reeds out there? I mean, I guess we are pretty much clear-cutting the reeds down here, so I guess that makes sense. 10% unemployment. This night's not going to get cool. That's fair. Yeah, the struggle is real. It is very hot. I think it's very hot everywhere. Need improved access? You have a library right there. Look, am I going to have to roadblock you? Alright. Here. Let's roadblock this. Yeah, that's fair. I understand the sentiment. Okay, Ra. I'm gonna have you start doing your thing, good sir. I tried to rely on Bast, but Bast has only been giving me minor boons. So I guess I'm going to worship Ra now. From now on, until the end of the game. Okay, are all these ready to upgrade? It looks like it. Okay. Yeah, I just realized a flaw in my plan. I have to put more statues down to stop these houses from upgrading the wrong way. Look, I'm always bad at this. The reason you could manage today is because there is a little bit of AC. Tomorrow's location will have... Oh, they don't have AC. That's the worst. I am both fortunate and I guess kind of unfortunate in the fact that I live, you know, in America, and we kind of put AC literally everywhere for better or worse. But yeah, no, that's rough. I just got a bunch of messages that I just clicked through. All right. Kingdom standing climbs. Blessing from Ra. Is the blessing from Ra more reputation? It is. Alright. Well, I mean, Ra is now angry. Or Bast is now angry. Why is Bast mad? I mean, Fatah is fine. He's chilling. With 8 temples. Maybe I just have to build more temples to Ra, or Bast. I mean, I can pop them somewhere. I can do something like that. We'll put another one in Fatah. I should probably put 2 for Fatah so he doesn't get jealous. Yeah, like, yeah. Air conditioning isn't as much of a thing in Europe in general. And, it's something the ocean, you know, it's some different things across the ocean. But historically speaking, at least up until relatively recently, Europe tends to have like a more mild climate. The Americas have a tendency of getting very hot. Are you ready to upgrade? No, you need a second type of luxury good. Okay. Well, I mean, this was the plan all along, right? Let's go ahead and import some ivory. Yes. And then, of course, the problem is southern part like the Mediterranean built to keep cool. Yeah. And, of course, over time, air conditioning will probably become more prevalent in Europe, which will mean more power needs, which will be more, you know, resources to produce electricity. It's a mess. We live in an interesting world. You don't think so? Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, let's import ivory. Everybody wears his bias for the environment. Yeah, the thing is that, like, I would like to believe that everybody over here is aware that it's bad for the environment too, but that doesn't stop them from putting air conditioning in every single building. I don't know. Like I said, it's just the weird time that we live in. Surely only for a couple of days a year. The summer just started. We're not even in the hottest part of summer. August might be pretty rough. All right. Once we get our luxury goods in, we should be good to go as far as that metric is concerned. And just having high tier buildings will get our prosperity. We're actually so close to finishing this mission. Like, I didn't realize how close we were. We already have 70 culture? Wow. Okay. It's still going to take a long time to do our mausoleum. June's often the hottest, or usually another small heat wave around August, but generally is still not that hot. I guess that's fair. Different climate, different region. I know here, it tends to be very hot in, like, the first 2 weeks of August. The first 2 weeks of August tend to be really bad around here. I'm talking, like, 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I could do the translation there. We don't usually get up to 100 degree or 120 degrees Fahrenheit, but definitely 100 degrees Fahrenheit is not unusual for the first couple weeks of August. That's 37 degrees Celsius, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot. It's very hot. But yeah. I mean, I guess that's good. I guess it's good that you're almost over the worst part of summer. Here, we're just waiting for these 95 degrees Fahrenheit today and tomorrow. Yeah, it's not good. That has been my entire week here. Let's see. Let me bring up my weather report. Well, I'm under flash flood warning. Let's not worry about that. We'll go to daily. Yeah, so the next 3 days are gonna be 87 degrees, 88, 87, 86. Saturday, Sunday is 92. Yeah, it's usually pretty mild, but summers be getting hot. Hot and uncomfortable, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. As time goes on, I'm hoping we find better ways to... I guess you can buy jewelry. I actually completely forgot about these houses over here. Completely forgot that they needed jewelry. And apparently this house only has access to 2 gods. What 2 gods? Ra? Fatah? No, this is Fatah. You have like 3 temples to Bast around. 3 temples to Bast and 1 temple to Fatah. Oh, this... Oh. Alright. I forgot I put that roadblock there. Don't mind me. I'm bad at everything. Also, what's going on with Bast? Why is she so mad? Here, we'll just throw her a feast. That'll solve the problem. Oh, look at that ivory. That looks so cool. That really looks really good. I think I mentioned that the last time that I saw it. The last mission that I imported. I don't remember when the last time I imported ivory was, but I really like the different textures for the different luxury goods in this game. They're so good. And I think the best part about it is that they feel like they belong. Like, a lot of times when, like, game companies take over a project like this, like to remaster or remake a game, and then they add their own stuff to it, it doesn't always fit with the aesthetic. But maybe it's just because they kind of changed the aesthetic a little bit across the board. But, like, it really looks like it fits in with the rest of the game. I like it. It's really good. Also, actually, our unemployment isn't that bad right now. It was a lot worse earlier. Maybe the hundreds of work camps have something to do with it. How much sandstone do we have? 116? I have been eyeing up deals in the Steam summer sale. I bought Zeus and Poseidon, which is the Greek Impressions game version of this. I also want to get Emperor, but Emperor isn't on Steam. I'm going to have to show for the GOG version. And, yeah. That means I'm going to have to put a little bit of effort into that, because I don't think I have a GOG account. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think you prefer the GOG version? Yeah. You prefer the GOG version. Of Emperor? Or of Zeus and Poseidon? Oh no. Why are we downgrading? You're not telling me why you're downgrading, game. Okay, you're lacking jewelry. Why are you lacking jewelry? Oh. Oh, I did the oopsie again. First off, I don't need that much fish. But, yeah, stockpiling jewelry. Those old games are often buggy on Steam, plus you like the DRM free. That's fair. I understand. I think part of the problem is that, like, because Steam is, like, so big and pervasive, they don't, like, have the requirements that GOG does as far as, like, functional games is concerned. GOG, you have I appreciate what Steam did for gaming. I mean, it's that way with a lot of them, though. It may be different with GOG. I haven't read GOG's like license agreement, but I mean, if you want to get down to brass tacks, you haven't owned a game in your entire life. The way that their digital rights exist, you like, even buying a game like in your store, you're only buying the right to play the game, even if you have like a copy of it. It's really, really dumb. It's extremely dumb. There's a lot that I could say about digital rights and media and video games. You like the idea of a central library shop that if Steam goes down, so goes all of your games. That's the thing, though, is that, like, for better or worse, probably a little bit of both, Steam is so big right now, I can't see anything taking it down other than a dramatic shift in the market. Like, if something better than Steam comes along. And right now, like, I mean, people have tried to make platforms that are better than Steam. Epic Games, for example. And there is a big push for Epic Games. Epic Games is giving out so much free stuff to promote their shop. And at the end of the day, it all fell apart for Epic Games. I don't see Epic Games lasting in the long run. There was also, back in the day, Stardock had their own digital distribution platform. I don't know. Yeah, that's the other thing, is that, I mean, that's a complicated discussion on its own, too, right? You want to keep your PC upgraded for security reasons. But yeah, like you said, if you have a very old PC that has like Windows XP on it or something along those lines, eventually you're not going to be able to access certain games. I don't know, it's complicated. Like I said, exactly, not everybody can afford a new PC. But yeah, I don't know. Like, what was that sound? Oh, that was the zoo. Not everybody can afford a gaming PC, but newer PCs, at least around here, you could buy. It would be a fairly basic PC, but you could probably buy a okay PC for a couple $100. It wouldn't be a gaming PC. You wouldn't be able to run new games on it. But if your concern is just the older games, then that is an option. But even then, like, people, there's people who are living paycheck by paycheck, and yeah, it feels like, in a way, like, being able to access your Steam games just requires a luxury tax of a new PC every however long. I don't know. Like I said, digital rights distribution it's such a messy subject right now. And I know there's even like whole like ad campaigns going on right now, like Stop Killing Games, where like people are trying to go in and stop not live action games, that's not what like live service games from shutting down their games when they stop updating. Like, that's a big thing right now. Gaming is a mess. Gaming is just a mess. A huge mess. And unfortunately, it's going to take a long time before it sorts itself out, if it ever sorts itself out. You put aside $600 for a new motherboard CPU with a Windows 10 license, but now you won't have you won't be able to have that for a long time. Yeah, see, that's the other thing is that, so like, I bought my PC, when did I buy my PC? It was 3 or 4 years ago, and I put almost, well, I got the chair and the recording equipment along with it. It was probably about $2,500. Now that's keeping in mind that it was probably a little bit more expensive because the crypto market at the time blowing up. But yeah, like GPUs are super expensive nowadays. It really sucks. Come on, game, please, just give me the last thing. There we go. No, why did that one downgrade now? Game, please. Is that better? Good. Okay, so where does that leave us with our requirements? Culture. We still need a lot of stuff for culture. Libraries, mortuaries, dentists, the usual suspects. Here, we'll put a couple more mortuaries down. Just kind of around. And same with the dentists. Put another one there. We'll put another one there. We'll just put a line of them up here. Why not? A couple down here. I don't need the top of the line GPU, but it could, if I could find a good enough secondhand better one, I wouldn't say no. Yeah, you don't really need a top of the line GPU. My dad is looking to get a new PC right now. I was going to say nowadays, but a new PC now. And that's a discussion that he and I have been having quite in depth, is that he plays mostly older games. Medieval 2, Age of Empires 2, StarCraft, Warcraft, like old PC games. And I'm trying to convince him that he doesn't really need GTX 6090 or whatever the new graphics card is that NVIDIA just released. You don't need that much power if you're just playing older games. And I don't really see him getting into any newer games because, well, he's almost 70 years old now. I mean, I don't mean to diss him like that, but I also don't really see him getting into some of the more fast-paced games that exist in the market nowadays. I don't mean anything bad about that. It's just, it is what it is. His reactions aren't as good as they used to be, yeah? Feels really mean of me to say. But I don't mean it like it comes from a place of love. I enjoyed playing games with my dad, and I'm actually really happy that he's still into gaming, even nowadays. Even if my gaming preferences don't really line up with him as much anymore as they used to. Okay, so I needed another library. We got that. My neck is killing me. Oh, and I still need to make him check the optimal system requirements for his games and make him base his decision on that. Hi, Nick. How are you doing today? Welcome to the party. Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to convince him to do that because he wants to buy a game that, he wants to buy a game, a computer that's better than the one that he has because he wants to upgrade. But I'm just, like, trying to convince him that, yeah, his games are that pretty old. He doesn't really need to pump, you know, $1 to $2 grand into a new PC. It's not something he needs to do. All right. So I need like a crap ton of sandstone. I'm almost there. I need 240 sandstone. I have 192. And then after I complete that monument, we should be good to go. Like, this city surprisingly only took me a few hours to build. I think the last time I was still struggling to get the culture at this point. But culture isn't perfect. We still need more dentists. We still need more mortuaries. Let's see. Mortuaries, definitely. Dentists, definitely. We need a lot of stuff. Oof. Okay. Well, what we could do... We could just build a whole bunch of mortuaries up here. They need linen. There's linen right here. That would be the easiest way to go about that. And then we just need a bunch of dentists. Which, if we just shove dentists into every orifice of the city, it should be all good. Eventually. Let's see, we'll plop a couple up here. We'll plop a couple here. Every corner gets a dentist. Every house has its own personal dentist. And probably a mortuary too, while we're at it. There we go. We have so much money. That's not a concern. And then we just have to spend the time, the time to actually build the remaining monuments that we need. You guys need a second type of food? Did I stop you from buying fish? No. I just think we don't produce enough fish for everyone. I don't know if we can make that work. Let's see. Let's put a couple fishing wharves in here. Oh shoot, I forgot to dispatch my army. Let's do that real quick. Oh, we have 6 months. It's fine. There we go. And these things can both burn and collapse, so we'll need both architects and a firehouse. That's another architect. Firehouse. There we go. Excellent. But yeah, I agree, Tana. I need to convince my dad that he doesn't really need a top of the line PC. It's just hard to convince him of that because I get what he means. Like, I understand that he wants a more powerful computer because he's buying a new one and he wants to upgrade. I just don't really see the necessity to upgrade. Bobo Banana, welcome to the follow. Welcome to the follow. Welcome to the team. Thanks for the follow. thanks for the follow. It's been so long since I had a follower that I forgot how to word. It's been over a month. But that's okay. I knew going into this that this wasn't going to have like the most amount of attention ever. It's an old game. Pharaoh is an old game, even the remake. And I was never expecting to get even as much attention as it is. Wow, that's a long time. I'm sorry, Bobo Banana. I didn't mean to put so much pressure on you. Alright, so we got a little bit of fish production here. Maybe we'll get a little bit more. Let's see what we can do. Do something like that. That's really gross, but it'll technically work. Maybe it'll technically work. can also put a wharf here. There we go. Nice. All right, how close are we to 240? Oh, we're so close. So we need 240 for the mausoleum, which we're probably going to plop. I don't know. I guess we could put it right there. Or we could put it down here. Actually, I actually think I really like it down here. Like, if I zoom out and, like, just, like, take the entirety of the city in, aesthetically speaking, I think it looks better down here than it does up here. If I put it up here, it just kind of looks like it's out of the way. But, we're still struggling to... We're gonna have to import linen. We're not producing enough linen. Alright. It's time to break the bank here. Oh, wow. Actually, no, we're perfectly okay. What is going on? You know what? I'm just not... Oh, it's January. Okay, hold on. There we go. That looks a lot better. So, like, the game because it was the first day of the month, it didn't actually update, like, how much money we were, like, making with our taxes. So, that's good. I almost had a panic attack. I was scared. I was afraid I was gonna die. Alright, these houses are upgrading. That's good. But yeah, we just don't produce enough linen to man all of the stations that we have. So we could try to build a couple more fancy houses over here. Let's see what we can do about making that work. Sell exports for half again our usual value. That's a nice blessing to get. We'll keep begging the gods for help. There we go. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a fancy house here. Or, not a fancy house. We're gonna put a fancy statue there. And then we're going to put a house here. That should upgrade pretty directly. Hopefully it gets to this status. But, you know, we'll make it work. Actually, thinking about it, I probably shouldn't be encouraging... yeah, no. I shouldn't be encouraging more people to move in. That might sound counterproductive. Why wouldn't you want more people in your city making you more money? Well, it's because I'm trying to get this culture rating up. This area, this right here, that just went down 20 points. And the best way to do that is to give everybody access to all of the amenities provided in the game. So schools, entertainment, health. But the problem is, if you have more people, each of these can only house, like, they can only entertain so many people. Each of the schools can only provide for so many people. So if you have more people come in, you have a higher requirement for culture, which makes it harder to get. So, to kind of avoid that problem, you only really want as many people as you need to complete the mission. Otherwise, you're having to build so much more culture than you would otherwise. So you guys are still struggling to get... No, your problem is you're in a weird spot. Yeah. Turns out you can't upgrade if there's a giant temple next to your house. I mean, I guess it just kind of sucks to be you guys. You could be in one of these fancy houses, but instead you're in this slightly less fancy house. It's even worse for these guys. They can't even upgrade to 2x2 houses. What a shame. What a shame. It's fine. we're making all of the money we need from a rich people district. Let's take a look at that. How many taxes are these guys paying? 2,000. A lot. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right. Are we there yet? Yes. Okay. We're going to plop this right down here. Right there. And that will burn through all of my sandstone. Oh yeah! I was supposed to send my people out to that. Oops. Oh well. Whatever. It's fine. Alright, I still need 128 blocks of sandstone. Which, significantly less. It shouldn't take me too long to get that. Just take out some of those storage yards. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Oh well. Look, we don't need the entire rest of Egypt at this point. We don't need all of this. We have Alexandria, and it's 10,000 people. It's fancy building here, and the zoo. I mean, look at that child almost being eaten by a lion. If only her mother didn't save it. All right. Yeah. So we're still working on culture. We're down to 55 culture. It's mostly probably mortuaries. Where is that? Right here. I find it hard to believe that that's just mortuaries. But we probably do need to build more mortuaries. It's probably not wrong. Actually... No. No, I don't think it's just the mortuaries. I think we're just struggling to get linen around. Let's see, where's the mortuary for the rich people? I can't see it through the chaos of everything else that's going on. I know there's a mortuary here somewhere. Isn't there? Okay. Now I'm confused. There it is. Okay. 290 units of linen. Ah, I couldn't see it behind the library. Fair enough. That's what filters are for. I don't like using the filters. I don't know. It's too easy. You gotta do it the hard way. You gotta struggle. These guys are still struggling to get fish. I mean, there's not really any solution to that other than either producing so much fish that it's not a problem, or giving them access to the rich people food. Do I care if this one bazaar out of everything has access to rich people food? Not particularly. I also don't understand how we have -2 jewelry. Like, did somebody come in and steal some? I grant you access to the rich people food. Do not squander it. Oh, look at these guys. They're coming in to work. Okay. So... we do have a bunch of extra linen, so... slowly, these mortuaries should come online. It's just gonna be a matter of time. I think maybe I just overbuilt on mortuaries to start with. I mean, I did build a bunch of them up here. 75. Not enough access to a physician. We need like one more physician and one more dentist. Okay. We'll just plop another physician right there, and we'll just plop 2 more dentists. Dentists are so dumb in this game. They don't, like, hardly, like, care for any number of people. So you just need, like, 1,000,000 of them. Like, why? You don't need 1,000,000 dentists. You only need, like, 1 or 2. Yeah, they should go out and get the rich people food eventually. It just may take some time. We only have a limited amount of rich people food. Although, we could expand that a little bit. We could do 1,600 game meat and 1,600 chickpeas. Actually might not be a bad idea. Because we do have a lot of people living here. How many people are in here? 156, room for 44. Yeah. We also do still have people coming in. Actual coverage and culture coverage are 2 different things. With your long road method, you only need 1 to cover the entire city, but you still have to build a bunch of dummy ones just to raise the culture. Yeah, it's... I understand why they do it. They do it specifically so that you can't just build a long road with everything on it. But obviously it gets a little bit grindy. Even if you build a relatively... Like, I would consider this, other than this gross amalgamation in the center here, I would consider this a relatively normal city as far as, like, something that somebody would build in the game. And the fact that I'm still struggling with culture is just kind of weird. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, it looks like physician, dentist, mortuary is what we need. But yeah, like, if we take a look at the numbers here, let's see. Okay, dentists are fine. I may still want to build a couple spares. Like, let's build a couple... That's not what I wanted to do. Excuse me, game. I pressed the undo button. Okay, well, whatever. Bounty of food and goods. Thank you. We're just gonna keep throwing festivals. Each building has an arbitrary max number of people covered, so they divide that with your population. I guess that's a fair point. I guess that's why it's so obnoxious. Because technically because it's not a flat number, you need a lot more of specific buildings in order to make up that issue. Okay. At least our diversions are still fine. We still need mortuaries. We're probably going to need mortuary. I hate mortuaries so much. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. I feel like every single time I'm, like, doing one of these big city missions, it's always the mortuaries that hold me back. Always. It never fails. It's just always mortuaries. Like, just embalm your own dead. Come on, game. I mean, it's fine. We still have to wait for this huge friggin' monument to build, but still. At least if I was at that point, I could fast forward the game, because I made an arbitrary rule at the start of this playthrough that I wasn't going to fast forward until I had all the city objectives done. Which means that I need to get my culture up. I'm at the point now where I need my culture to be up. Also, I saw we needed jugglers now, too, so we can just go ahead and put in a couple of booths. And put a couple up there. Yeah. We're so close. We're so close, chat. Look at this city. Look at it function. It's beautiful. It's the nicest city I've ever built. Except for that one that I got, like, the max tier housing with only 2,000 people. That was pretty dope. But other than that, need access to a dentist, need access to a mortuary. Oh my. I have 40 dentists. 40. You know, we have this row of work camps here. Yeah. 50 dentists. I'm just gonna put a row of dentists in here. There's just gonna be dentist row. Why not? And I'm gonna knock over a couple of these. That's not gonna hurt my unemployment. No, not too much. And then this is gonna be physician row. And then, just to make things a little bit better, we're also gonna put more mortuaries in here. And I don't know why I'm, like, converting into the silly voice, but I am, because this is silly. Alright. While I'm continuing to lose my mind, I'm going to go get a drink. I will be right back. Alright, I have returned. So, the good news, if there's any good news to be had, when I do have a functioning mortuary, it functions for a long time. Mennefer wants beer for a festival to Ra. I have plenty of beer, man. So much beer. But once they get the linen, they last for a while. They last for a long time. It's just them getting the linen that seems to be the problem. And it always is. Now, it may help if I had, like, more storage yards distributing linen to the city. But I don't really see an easy way to make that work. I already don't have enough linen. It's just mortuaries. It's just mortuaries. What do you think, 20? Let's try 20. 20 places to embalm your dead. And the other thing is they have to be active. They can't just be built. I believe Tana mentioned, and I observed in the original game, that they didn't actually have to be productive. They just had to have the people. But with this being the remake, they actually have to have linen before they start counting. Otherwise, they don't count. Alright, we have so much money. I guess we could probably import more linen. I just want to be careful with the linen, because linen is very expensive. And I'm definitely not making enough. Yeah, I'm just barely exporting enough to cover my imports. All the other money is coming from the taxes from the rich people. These guys, so much money coming in. But I'm actually really pleasantly surprised that these houses are as highly upgraded as they are. I wasn't really trying to get these houses upgraded. It just kind of happened. And I'm okay with that. I wonder if it would be worth it. This may cause everything to fall apart. Oh. Okay, there we go. Oh, thank you. 1,100 grain and 20 marble. Oh boy. I don't know what I'm gonna do without that 20 marble. A resource that I don't even need anymore. Okay, you need access to a library. You should have access to a library. Maybe you don't have access to a library. There's one down here, but that's probably too far away. It's good for unemployment? Yeah. And now I need more people. It's a good thing I have all of these. Okay. So how could I get a library in here? Let's see. I could delete this dentist. I don't need either of those things, game, but I appreciate the thought. Oh, I don't have the papyrus? I don't have the papyrus for a library. Oh, yeah, I do. Don't lie to me, game. I know you're up to no good, but don't lie to me. I'm onto your tricks, game. Okay. So that should help that area upgrade. I can put in a pickle statue here. That should help desirability. Yeah. Yeah. Could also do the same thing up here. These houses would upgrade too if I took out a couple. And it might be worth doing. Here, let's solve this problem first. Because as soon as I start taking out houses and these start upgrading, my unemployment's going to go away. Oof. Unemployment actually went away a lot. Okay, now I know you guys definitely should have access to a library. Come on. Oh, maybe they don't. You know what? Whatever. Whatever, game. Just get rid of more of the workers. There we go. Our unemployment is almost perfect. Only 4 additional workers are needed. Nice. We still need a bunch of sandstone. But how does our culture look? Oh, not enough access to a mortuary. Who would have thought? Okay. I don't know why the game hates me. Alright, let's just build a couple more dummy mortuaries. Why not? And how much additional workers? We'll just delete like 4 of those. That'll be fine. Okay, alright. We're doing a good job. We're doing a good job. We need a carpenter. We should have 2. Yeah. I actually forgot that we needed those. I forgot that we needed carpenters. I don't think the Caesarium needed any carpenters. I think it was all stonemasons. Caesarium is complete. It celebrates the union between Egypt and Rome. Well, you know, it's out in the middle of the ocean, so what is this request? 1,300 gems? I have to import those, game. Alright. Fine. Fine. I'll tell you what. We'll do 1,600. That way they can't be angry. mean, I guess they can be angry. Certainly won't be the first time. It won't be the last time. Oh, look at all that food. Look at all that rich people food. Nice. These guys have it made. 4 different types of food, 3 different types of good, 2 different types of luxury goods. Nice. It's mostly just getting that culture up at this point. 75 culture. How are the gods feeling? Gods are actually kind of irritable. Wonder if we should build a couple strings of temples just to make sure they're happy. Let's see, where am I even gonna put them? I guess I could put some up here. It's mostly the lesser gods, not so much Ra. Of course, Ra has very good reasons to be happy. He has a big fancy temple, and I keep throwing him feasts. There we go. Do you think I could, do you think I could tempt fate? I am gonna try to tempt fate. Fate has been tempted? Oh, they don't... Yeah, no, I guess that does make sense. They don't have access to a second luxury good. Well, good news. The ban on ivory has been lifted for this one bazaar. Congratulations. I may need to import more ivory. Let's do it. Excellent. Still 64 blocks of sandstone. I have the sandstone. I think I have the sandstone. Yeah, I have plenty of sandstone. I don't have to import that anymore. Nice. It's just getting the resources here and them actually working on the project. You guys don't have jewelry. Why don't you have jewelry? That's fine. Okay. Sometimes I forget that I disallowed a lot of these places from selling jewelry. Because I didn't want to produce that much jewelry. But now it looks like I have to produce that much jewelry. Alright, how are we looking? Still only excellent. I hate mortuaries so much. I hate them so much. Why? Why do the mortuaries hate me too? Alright, let's build a couple more mortuaries. Okay, so we're waiting for more ivory to come in. Then these houses will... Well, these 2 houses will upgrade. We're waiting for the mausoleum to finish, and then we're waiting for culture. Friggin' culture. Do we have to import more linen? I feel like we are burning through all of our linen. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to, like, go a little bit crazy on the linen. We're definitely making, well, we're making a fair amount of money. It's a nice little city. It's a nice little city. I like it. I am also kind of glad that this is the last time we have to see this map. One thing that I noticed about the latter half of the game, mostly with the Cleopatra content, right? The expansion content. It's a lot of wet regions. So when I say that, it's something that I probably mentioned a little bit early on in my playthrough, but not so much like as we've gone on. I've just kind of dealt with it. So there's three types of landscapes. There's arid landscapes where you only have groundwater basically like a few tiles away from the water sources. You have a normal landscape which has a lot more water. It has about twice as much water around the water sources. And then there's wet regions, which is what this is, where basically everywhere... Does this have... Yeah, basically everywhere that's remotely close to the water has groundwater access, which is very good for making very large cities. As you can see, like here, it's starting to dwindle out, and there is an area down here where I can't build a water source because there's no groundwater there. But basically anywhere where there's green, I can build water sources. So, I've noticed with the expansion content especially, there's just a lot of green, wet lands, and I don't even think I've seen one arid land. Most of them have been either normal. I still don't need marble game, but thank you. They've either been normal or they've been wetland. And maybe that's because like 6 of the missions were all on the same map, but like you had the 4 Valley of the Kings missions, which was a normal map, and then you had the 3 Alexandria missions, which were all wet maps, and then even in between that, a lot of the maps were either wet or normal. I think the only arid one was the Abu Simbel one, where you had to like build the mausoleum in the cliffs. Which is kind of weird, because in the base game, in the classic game, like, you seem to have a pretty evenly distributed amount of different tile sets. I guess we can call them tile sets. They're not really tile sets. Alright, where are we at? Still... Has that number gone down? Tell me that number has gone down. I don't think it has. I think I'm losing it. I still don't need more marble game. Thank you. Alright, we are at, what, 9,500? 9,510. Now, let's just build... Let's build 8 mortuaries. We have a bunch of linen. We have a bunch of linen coming in. Let's see what that'll do for us. So, they got the people. That shouldn't change anything, and it doesn't. We just need to wait for the actual linen to come in. Which, are you guys bringing the linen?
The city with these goods. It'll take all day.
No, that was too fast. They're filling up these. No, they're not. They're filling up this. Okay. Okay, so we were at 9,500. We're still at 9,500. What? Game. Game, please. Don't do this to me. Maybe we have to wait a month? Here, we'll wait a month to see what happens. Usually you have to wait for the month to tick over for that to change. Okay. 98. So, yeah, we got like 4 or 5 of them. And we only got 300 pops. Or 300 extra space. Game, please. Ooh, hello. You need a third type of food? I mean, I guess I probably should have seen that coming. Okay, you can get access to a rich people food. I had more space to expand into. What? You have more space to expand into. It's right there. Like, you can expand right there, though. Okay, sure. Why not? Whatever. I guess they just really hate gardens. Good to know. We have learned something today. Mansions hate gardens. They hate gardens so much that they would be willing to upgrade into a mansion if it meant taking out somebody else's garden. Fair enough. Fair enough. Whatever, game. Whatever. Alright, what are we looking at now? 96, it has gone down. It was 98. Which means there's probably a couple places that are lack on linen. This is the most obnoxious part of the game, by the way. 100%. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40. And don't get me wrong, like, it's not a complaint against the remake. It was the most obnoxious part of the original game, too, was dealing with culture. Like, this is not a new phenomenon. This is actually very normal for this game. I just kind of wish they had made it a little bit more sensible for the remake. Okay, so what else can we do here? We could probably upgrade this house. Maybe we can't upgrade this house. If we get rid of those and those and put in a... Oh, if we put in a fancy statue... Yeah, we could put in a fancy statue there. Like that. And then I know how much you hate gardens. Here, you can have some gardens. Yeah. Oh, desirability will fall soon because they gobbled up. They're like self-cannibalizing houses. So like they hate gardens, so they upgrade to kill gardens, and then when they upgrade to kill gardens, it lowers the desirability and makes them want to downgrade. That's why we use statues, everybody. That's why we use statues. Alright, so where are we at? Oh no. Everything's gone down. Mortuary, dentist, physician. Oh, no. Okay, well... I can still build more of these. It is A-okay. I can still get rid of more work camps. The fewer work camps I have, the better my city will look, so I'm actually 100% okay with that. Work camps are kind of gross. I don't like using them to soak up unemployment anyway. Which is something that I've expressed many times during my playthrough of this game. And I will continue to do so. Okay, we're actually going to get this mausoleum finished before we get this culture. Why is it going down? Come on, game. Don't be like that. Come on. Come on. You know you want to give me the win here. I know you know that you want to give me the win. Right? How are the gods doing? They're okay. Yeah, we'll build a couple more temples just to make sure they're happy. There we go. These houses, perfectly fine. They're doing great. It turns out when you like set up a block of industry and amenities specifically to give a house everything they ever wanted, they're pretty happy. They're pretty happy to just have everything they ever wanted. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so they're just finishing up the mausoleum. And then... Okay, culture's back up to 75. We actually apparently have enough temples now, because it stopped giving me that blurb. But we still need more mortuaries. Ugh. I didn't realize that Pharaoh was a rage game. Here, we'll build a couple more mortuaries. We probably don't need to build those mortuaries. Because we still have a few that don't have linen, therefore they don't count. Yet. But we'll see what we can do here. Might be the first game in a while where I haven't completed the objectives before completing my super long monuments. Wonder what happens if we delete one of these. I mean, I'm not going to. But it's tempting. I wonder if the game would make me rebuild it. Or I'm a little bit afraid that it might be an instant game over, so I'm not doing that. Yeah, we still need a third type of food here. They should be going to get that third type of food. It's just gonna be a while because they literally have to traverse the entire length of the city. Which is fine. This is fine. Alright, they're finishing up the mausoleum. Culture is still bad. We're still waiting for more. Let's import more linen. Let's import more linen. Let's just do. Let's see. I'm importing 1,200. 32. No, 2,000 is the max I can import without building another. You know what? We're doing it. We're building another. Actually, we could probably just refurbish one of these. We don't need sandstone. We need linen. There we go. Just have one storage yard specifically for linen distribution. I really want to see these houses upgrade. No access to a library. You guys have a library, stop lying. Is there anywhere else we can buy linen? I doubt it. I mean, we can buy a lot of linen. We can buy up to 5,000 linen. That should be enough. You also sell linen. We'll open up that trade route. Rome just chilling out there in the middle of the ocean. Okay. Well, we just have to wait. We just have to take the time. Ah. Oh, it's right there. That's beautiful. How about the rest of these? Can we upgrade more? That'd be great. I always like it when I get an unplanned Plato estate. Like, obviously, like, if you build over here, if you build like this, and you just, like, focus on specifying all of the amenities that they need, like, yeah, you're gonna get fancy housing. When you just have one or two just crop up naturally in your city, that's when it feels good. That's when it feels nice. It's so satisfying. So, like, these guys should upgrade to Plato Estates, too, as soon as they get the rich people food. Which they would if the bazaar would work properly. But it'll figure itself out, I'm sure. I like how I just don't read all the god blessings. Like, I get so many blessings from, like, the deities. Like, Ra lifts your reputation through the kingdom. Hooray. Ra lifts your reputation through the kingdom. Hooray. Ra makes it so that my exports are more expensive. It's actually pretty nice, but not really relevant right now. Okay. So now we're going to have 2 markets, or 2 storage yards with linen in, which means it should propagate a little bit faster. Sure. I can send troops to help that place. Why not? I even have ships to send them on the water. Nice. We're still at 75 culture. Ugh. Why is it going? Why is it going down? Oh. Pharaoh, please. It's just got to be a distribution issue. It's just got to be that the linen isn't being distributed very well right now. I mean, I probably have...
The splendors of Alexandria and the fate of Egypt are in good hands under your direction. As expected, when you finally blessed Mark Antony with your presence, he paid you proper homage while seeking your financial aid in furthering his goals. In fact, he became so enamored of you that he has come to Alexandria to be your companion and lover.
Okay, I didn't need to know that last part, but hooray, we we won the mission. I wasn't expecting it to be so sudden, but here we are. Cleopatra's Alexandria. Why are you cheering? We're almost done, Toasty Tana. We have one more mission to do, and it's not going to take anywhere near as long as this one. One more mission.